Welcome back to Brands Hatch. We're into race 2 of round 4 of the 2010 Lotus Cup Europe as Cliff Fox and Stephen Grove dice their way through Sheen Curve as they are closing on to Romain Rotaro, the erstwhile front runner, who is cruising round very, very slowly as Glenn Sherwood makes his way safely through Stirling. This is the battle for 11th place between BJ Chong and Olivier Agri. At the moment, it's Agri, the Frenchman in the silver cart, who is just holding sway over BJ Chong. Chong currently leading the invitation class runners, whereas Olivier Agri is in a somewhat forlorn pursuit of Gregory and John Rass ahead of the Exige Cup class as BJ Chong looks to the inside of Agri. There is our second place man, Christophe Lezondre. As you can see, the race leader Steve Williams there in the yellow car at the head of the field as Simon Deacon looks into the Mark Goudet for third place. Deacon goes through momentarily because Mark Goudet fights back immediately in the bright orange car, so Mark Goudet just about holds on to that third place. Simon Deacon, who was third in race 1, looking to repeat the trick in race 2 as we then focus on this great battle going on between Thierry Verheest and Philippe Luc Verheest in the Dayglow machine and Luc in the bright orange car, both of them in the Lotus 211, which has proved so successful this weekend at Brands Hatch. As Philippe Luc looks to the inside, is he going to make it stick? Yes, through he goes, nicely done, as mounting the curbs is Verheest. Meanwhile, we focus once more on the battle for third place, and it's still Goudet holding sway over Simon Deacon as they make their way through Paddock Hill Bend and then plunge down the hill before climbing back up towards the hairpin at Druids. As we look through the trees, you can see Mark Goudet able to buy himself a car length or so as they go through Paddock, which closes up to absolutely nothing as they go through Druids. And it extends once more to a length or so as they head on towards Graham Hill Bend. Although Goudet runs wide, this could be Deacon's opportunity as they run along towards Surtees. Simon Deacon's got the inside line in car with Mark Goudet, and hello Simon Deacon. So Mark Goudet demoted into 4th position, Simon Deacon up into 3rd. Now, has Mark Goudet got any answer as they head along towards Pilgrim's Drop? Well, there's Scott Cruikshank serving his drive-through penalty. Can Mark Goudet fight back on the inside into Hawthorns? Well, Deacon swoops around the outside. He holds firm. He takes the racing line, so he maintains that 3rd place as we go to the head of the Exige Cup class. And a great battle going on between the brothers, Gregory and John Rass. It's Gregory in the white car currently leading from John in the orange machine. And, well, that's brotherly love on a scale we've not seen since the Gallagher brothers from Oasis, because the two of them running absolutely line astern as they go up towards Sheen Curve. They're also chasing down Tom Chataway, who is ahead of them on the road in terms of position. This is for 5th, 6th and 7th overall in the race. At the moment, I think Gregory Rass is just wishing that Tom Chataway might go a little bit quicker so he can keep John at bay. Goes into the pit lane and out of the race goes Romain Rotaro.
Hi, what was the problem?
This is a gearbox.
So totally finished?
Oh, yeah.
Disappointment there for Romain Rotaro as Gregory and John Rass continue their Exige Cup class battle as they go into the hairpin of Druids. Gregory Rass taking a very defensive, tight inside line. Well, there's Scott Cruikshank now well down the order following his drive-through penalty. Disappointing day for Cruikshank. Also in the pits is Rob Fenn. So Rob Fenn, now will he re-enter the fray? The team, yep, send him out onto the track. So Rob Fenn back into the race, but some way down the order. Right at the head of the order is this man, Steve Williams, who has now been able to pull out quite some advantage over Christophe Lezondre as he closes up onto some of the midfield running battles. This one in particular hugely enjoyable as we have got Vital Chahoun leading from Donald Canard. Chahoun and Canard, both of whom also race in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy, which is primarily based in the UK, and the pair of them really enjoying the chance to tussle around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit as they climb their way up towards the hairpin of Druids. Chahoun, another much improved driver in 2010, and really going very well this weekend. In car once more with Mark Goudet as Simon Deacon just begins to disappear through the non-existent windscreen. These Lotus 211s really are very pure sports cars and very pure racing cars. So Mark Goudet in 4th place. You can see that 3rd place just beginning to slip through his fingers, although Christophe Lezondre at the very head of the shot there in 2nd place is still within catching distance as Deacon taking quite a wide line through Druids. It's not really cost him any time as he makes his way down and on towards Graham Hill Bend, closing in as best he can on Christophe Lisandre. Lisandre in the black and bright orange car. The front of the car really does look like a Jackson Pollock painting. Absolutely superbly presented, the Boursier Competition machine. And Lisandre always gets quicker and quicker as the race weekend goes on. So that battle makes its way out onto the Grand Prix loop, as Pete Story is now being caught by Philippe Loop. Story in the sky blue and orange Golf Tribute to 11, Philippe Loop in the orange car. Well, Gregory and John Rass still running in that order in the Exige Cup class, and it seems that whatever John Rass can do, there is always an answer there from Gregory, as Philippe Loop goes up the inside of Pete Story. Through he goes, so Loop elevates himself up into 8th position. Again, down Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorne's a brave place to be overtaking cars. They're about to catch as well Patrick Goblet in his Lotus 211 as John Rass sliding the Exige into Sheen Curve. Great shot. You can really see the rear of the car just breaking away from John Rass, who is trying very, very hard indeed to usurp his brother. At the moment, however, to no avail, as Michael Corridon goes a lap down to Pete Story, who uses the Canberra Sterlings to then fire himself back into the view of the spectators, lining the Indy Circuit section of this Brands Hatch Grand Prix track. In third place, we've still got Simon Deacon, and Marc Goudet is now just beginning to drift away ever so slightly as they lap Jose Vazna in the yellow 69 car, and Vazna gets all caught up in that and rather cut across in front of Marc Goudet. That will have cost him a little bit of time as the blue flag is waved. Vital Shahoun know that he is about to be lapped by Steve Williams. Williams doing what he can to pick his way through, although he's well clear of Christophe Lisandre, Simon Deacon and Marc Goudet, and in turn they have got quite an advantage over Tom Chataway, who's no longer under real pressure from Gregory Rass, largely because Gregory, I think, is more preoccupied at the moment with keeping brother John at bay, as Steve Williams accelerating along the Ram Straight. He completes another lap and goes on to his final lap. And well, Steve Williams led half of the last lap of race 1 before being passed by Romain Rotaro, and in the end finishing second. This time around he has got an awfully large gap over Christophe Lisandre in second position. It looks as if, barring absolute disaster, that Steve Williams is going to come through and claim the outright victory in the second race of the weekend here for round 4 of the 2010 Lotus Cup Europe season. Williams in the 211 making his way on towards Surtees. We can go back to the Battle of the Rasses, and it is still Gregory holding John at bay, and John running wide through Druids, just losing that vital car length or so. You can see what a big advantage Steve Williams has built up as Donald Canard goes lap down to Christophe Lisandre, and Lisandre has now got Simon Deacon right on his tail. So Simon Deacon, finding a spurt of speed from somewhere in the closing stages, could be challenging for second place on the final lap of the race as Steve Williams exits Hawthorne's for the final time. He's well in amongst the production class runners, putting them a lap down as he closes up once more on Rob Fenn. And Rob Fenn, I think, really struggling there for speed. A great shame, because Rob's a quicker driver than perhaps the pace that Lees is showing. So they go into Stirling's the final time, and this is looking very good for Steve Williams. What about the battle for second, third and fourth? Well, Marc Goudet is now running out of corners with which to try and pick his way past Simon Deacon and Christophe Lisandre. But for Steve Williams, that's no concern, because he accelerates along the back of the grid hatchings on towards the checkered flag, and Steve Williams takes the win in race 2 here at Brands Hatch. As we've got a spin lower down the order, that's Jonathan Mobbs, who does a very nice pirouette as Christophe Lisandre takes second. Simon Deacon does hold on for third, and Marc Goudet into fourth. So the final classification is that Steve Williams has taken the win from Lisandre, Deacon and Goudet. Tom Chataway, great drive for fifth, with Gregory Rass a fine 6th place. In terms of the class positions, well, the 211 class is the top 3 finishers from the race, and then the Exige class, Gregory Rass and John Rass, a great race-long battle from them. Olivier Agri takes third. Marcus Jewell claims production class honours from Steve Quick, and Stuart Plotneck rounds out that podium, with BJ Chong winning the invitation class from Cliff Fox and Stephen Grove. Well, some absolutely delighted class winners on the podium, receiving the applause from the Lotus Cup Europe community.
Did you enjoy the Grand Prix circuit?
It's a wonderful circuit, and all the marshals out the back really enthusiastic, and they spend all weekend there looking after us. It's a wonderful place to come racing.
Did you enjoy that race?
This time I couldn't break anything on my car, so I'm quite happy. It was a big fight with my brother. That was very fun, so I really enjoyed it. That was big fun.
Congratulations, how'd you feel?
Yeah, thanks. It was, it's good to get 2 wins. That's always difficult, although it's the mixed grid stuff. It was good fun. The second race actually was a little bit easier. Got quite a nice gap, and yeah, it was good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Once again, Lotus Cup Europe haven't failed to entertain us, and I think it's fair to say that not only have we enjoyed watching, but the drivers have enjoyed racing here on the Grand Prix circuit at Brands. It's time for us to say goodbye right now as we move on to our next stop overseas in support of the Truck Grand Prix at Zolder. We'll see you then.